Hi, my name is Annamieka Hops, and this is the Art Friends Show, where every conversation focuses on getting to know the essence of creativity itself. I'd love to invite you as well to join me inside of Art Friends School, where we go deeper into these topics and join in with other art friends around the world. Thanks so much for joining us, and let's get to the show. Hey, hi, my name is Annamieka, and this is the Art Friends Show, where my intention is to help you make friends with your creativity. I'm an artist in Portland, Oregon, and I'm doing 100 days in a row of going live. And most days I'm interviewing another artist about their own creative process and their work and their business and things like that. And today I'm doing a solo show, and it's my intention to give you like a mini tour of my studio and the way that I've set it up here. And then I want to do another brainstorm today about the art friend world and like what I'm creating, what we are creating, because the thing that I know is that my whole life I've been like a catalyst for other people's creativity. I think that's why I got into teaching early on, and it's something that I will do literally just talking to a wall. Like I'm talking, encouraging the creative process. So I want to find the form that it is meant to take next, that'll be useful to our community, that'll be sustainable for my business, and be like a good use of the gifts that I have and the impact that I'm able to create with you. So yeah, I'm going to give you a brief studio tour of where I'm working now. And then I think I might go to my whiteboard and do another brainstorm. I also might just talk it out. So if you're interested either in kind of seeing how some lady sets up her work environment at home, stick around for that part. If you're interested in seeing how I, as a business owner and teacher, am brainstorming a new offering, then you'll want to stick around for that part of it. And if you're interested in kind of the backstory of how I got into teaching and mentoring visual artists on their own creative process, watch yesterday's solo show, because I break down a timeline of beginning to teach artists in retreats, and then how I became this kind of very specialized creative mentor, that the one thing I do most effectively is help artists develop a new body of work in their own style, and then debut it, launch it, release it to the world. Cool? All right, so first of all, I'm going to give you just a quick tour of my studio here. And let's see, how should we do this? I kind of want to walk you in the front door. I'm always struggling a little bit with the safety of that, but I really like my front door. This is my front door. And this is the color of my house. You should not see my address. So there. It is like hailing outside. Wow. It is really coming down out here. So it's called Casa Turquesa. And welcome in. That's my kitchen back there. But my friends Kimmy and Quinn helped me put in these shelves. Here, I'll just flip it around so I can show you. So that I can kind of have my own shop right in my house. So I'm like 2 steps away from done. I want to actually have little prices, and just like when you're in a gallery, be like, this is this name and title and all of that. So, but it's also always been helpful for me as an artist to be able to get some distance from my work and be able to get away from it, see how it is. This is the song I'm learning on the piano by Bach. I just kind of rearranged this. I put an air filter because, oh, hi, John. I'm interested in using more pastels, but they're very dusty. So I have an air filter and etc., because it's important I don't pollute our environment. This is also like our front entryway, so we have like our coats and shoes and stuff. Let's see, this is my desk. It goes up and down, and something I really love about this is that when I'm playing with my daughter or hosting her friends and their parents, we can lower it like all the way down to preschooler level. And then we use like these to sit on. And then when I'm talking and presenting and meeting with clients, it's like a podium. It's at standing height. So I'm really grateful to my friend Alicia of Vine and Thistle for snagging this fancy desk for me way back in the day when the software company closed down. You know who you are. Thanks. And one fun fact is this poster. I grew up looking at this poster in my friend Sophie's house for my whole childhood. Her mom had it in their kitchen. And I memorized it, and I loved it, and it made so much sense to me. And so I've had it in my house because I think it's important to teach my daughter. And one of the really magical things about this house is that it's in a community called Share It Square in Portland, which is a really amazing, involved collection of people who basically share all these same values. And I've just been like magically like whisked into the center of this community and so held and so loved up, and really feel like I've found my people and my home, my forever home. And I look at that poster and I'm just like, wow, you know, the things we put out and concentrate on and practice like draw us together. So, okay, anything else you want to know about my home workspace? I don't know. I've dinked around with it a lot. This thing kind of cracks me up. Like, it's this huge ring light. It's a little embarrassing to have like right by my front door, but it really works. Like, look, ta-da! Like without it on a rainy day like this in Portland, look how rainy it is out there. It is just pouring. I mean, I guess that's okay, but there are some days when that's just not okay. You really need it. So I have this like really like aggressive light. And then over here, these are just plant lights. This one keeps these plants happy. I just moved them, so hopefully they won't do a big leaf drop because I just relocated them. And then that one's also full spectrum light. Okay, that's the studio tour. Hopefully that was interesting. Now, the next part of this video, I am going to talk through Art Friend World and this offering. I'm really messy today. Oh well, that's the vibe. I'm going to be talking through Art Friend World, which is this offering that I'm creating, and you know, part of it is this show that I'm workshopping by doing 100 days of going live and talking to artists. And then part of it is like, what is the next form of my way of working with artists, like as a mentor and teacher. And I really want to take this curriculum that I've honed and I currently offer only as a really high level one-on-one mentorship called the Visual Artist Accelerator. And it's like life-changing and it's so fun. And I love doing it with people, and they put in the work and they show up and they change their lives. They make a body of work and then they debut it and they like tell me things like, I no longer feel like I have unfulfilled potential. Sophie, I'm looking at you. I think you said that in writing. Other things like that. So that is like so deeply fulfilling for me as a mentor and fellow artist, and also just like human who hates to see people hold back on their creativity. But as a business owner, it's not super sustainable to only have like one really high ticket offering unless that's all I want to market. And my energy is really aligned with like creating things and putting them out there and then moving on to the next thing. And that's what I've been doing my whole career. If you look at yesterday's teaching video, I've created, you know, Opal Creek Wilderness Retreat, Sitka Center retreats, online course Wild Wonder, you know, specialty courses licensed under Lifebook and 21 Secrets, and I used to teach New Year's retreats. Like, I love coming up with the whole container and the concept and walking people through a process. So my desire is to take all of that curriculum that I've already built and have it available in like a community space. So it's much more accessible if you want to study at home. And continue to like challenge myself and show up for this live energy that we really get a lot out of. It seems like, I mean, I know I get really lit up by it, and my students, thank you, Michelle, for saying this yesterday. One of my clients was like, I could just listen to your solo episodes every day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thanks, because it's funny being an entrepreneur and sometimes wondering like if we're making a difference, and then remembering that like the impact I have on individuals is super meaningful. So I'm trying to figure out how to create a container for teaching and mentoring that offers you basically everything I've already created, and then also allows us to do a live class. I'm thinking every month for a year, so that there's like a lot of momentum and energy in it as well. And then it can also be a sustainable, like predictable base for my business. So I'm going to put this thing on a stand and then go into teacher mode on the whiteboard. So stick around if you're interested in that. All right, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so howdy. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so, and I'm thinking of calling it Art Friend World so that it's way beyond me. It's all about make friends with your creativity. So, Art Friend World. I might as well write the tagline, right? We're actually speaking this into existence. This is how I do things. Okay. Make friends with your creativity. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna start with what I know I can do live sustainably, because I've already done it, like I have a track record. So one thing I know I can do is that I can teach sustainably like a live class one time a month, year round. I've done it. I did it 2.5 years straight with that like couple maternity leave. So that's going to be a part of it. And it has challenges, but looking back on it, it's like the best thing ever, because it gives us all something to look forward to. Okay, so I will teach one live class, so like one subject live. And what worked really well in the past was the first Wednesday of the month. So it's the first Wednesday of the month. And then I can do one Q&A every month. That's what I used to do. I used to do that on the second Wednesday. One Q&A each month. And then what does not work for me, and this is the kind of pickle because I see a lot of other offerings that have this, is to like facilitate a large community. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've probably been in them. I have, in the past, I have had a Facebook group for my online courses. I have tried Mighty Networks for hosting online courses. I have had a Slack community. I use Slack for my private clients, but I tried to have like a community channel. And one thing that I know that I cannot do with like a genuine sense of like being like, I can't host a party day after day in a channel like that in a way that feels like the standard of people feeling seen and heard and understood, that is like really pointed me towards this one-on-one mentoring. And so I'm still thinking that there will be no community aspect to this offering beyond like find each other on Instagram or find each other on these live calls. So one thing I'm thinking is that we actually have one additional offering each month that's just for community. And this is kind of new to me, and I'm still kind of waiting for the answer to drop in. So there's like, how do we have the community where it's not just another Facebook group, right? So I'm thinking like Cassie Ott, whose interview was a couple days ago, go listen to that if you haven't. She hosts a drop-in studio time every Thursday, and it's actually a silent work-along. I love that. I might try that out. The community aspect of it doesn't need to prevent me from launching this thing, but I do think that aspect needs to be a little bit experimental to see what will really work for people. The other thing that can be tricky is that I see you, Melanie, people in Singapore, people in Australia, people in other time zones. It can be difficult to have these live interactive experiences if you live in a different hemisphere or on the other side of the planet. So I think what I might do is a community, like a live community container that's in 2 time zones. So what has worked for me in the past is Tuesday afternoon, so that people over in Singapore or down under can join in their Wednesday morning. So this will be Tuesday afternoon. And then the other one is early Wednesday mornings. I used to wake up at 5 and put on my lipstick and start seeing clients at 6 a.m. And that also works really well. And so I think I will bring that back because I know that over the flow of a calendar year, I can usually swing that. The other thing that was difficult in the past for people, and the way that I worked around it, was the group calls. So in the past, I learned that people didn't necessarily love being on a group call that was like 90 minutes long when they didn't know when or if they were gonna be able to speak or when or if they were gonna get their question answered. And again, this is where I'm really sitting with this. Like, if I am willing to serve more clients at a time or more artists or have kind of a more affordable offering that can go to dozens, if not 100 people, maybe max, how do I keep the sense of like it being like a valuable use of your time? Because if there's one thing I know about all of us working artists and people who are my clients are often like at that precipice or at that shift where they can really go seriously into it, is that our time is super, super valuable. So one thing I did in my mentoring program when I ran it as a group is I actually did, everyone had a like 10-minute hot seat so that you know your time and you know exactly when you will be the focus of the conversation. And then people also got to know like the artists before and after them, and who, some people would always come for the entire call. Other people would like pop off and pop back on because they knew they had to be in on the conversation with so-and-so. And that is like so valid, right? We've all got so much going on. And so I love that predictability, and I think I want to preserve that hot seat format in my group calls, because it also helps me as a mentor to prepare. But that automatically kind of bumps it up to needing to be a much higher price point, because typically in that scenario, I'm also like keeping a correspondence with you all week long. There's a sense of like depth. You occupy, a space in each other's, like it's more of a mastermind. So I'm thinking that one's more like the mastermind level. So this is like hot seat. So maybe what I do, and again, I'm just, can you even see this when I stand there? Maybe what I'm doing is Oh, did I do this whole thing where you can't see? Oh, you can. Okay, great. Okay, I'm workshopping this out. But for example, I have like March right here, okay? So if I were to, let me get a pencil. Just a sec, I'm gonna get a pencil. Okay, so for example, if we were to just begin, I would teach a live class on the 8th. So there would be a class here, and I actually really want to do this. Why not? Let's just do this. I want to teach the mood board, the mind map and mood board of a new series. Oh my god, that would be so fun. I was just talking about this with a client. Okay, so let's just say hypothetically, I'm probably just going to do this because this is the way I am. If I were to teach the class of the month, like the subject of the month next week, it would be there. Typically it would be on the first Wednesday, but you know, we already missed that boat since it's the second. There would be a class, and then there would be a Q&A, and I think that should be accessible to like everyone. I'm really trying to make a more affordable. I still think $99 a month is like an investment that I hope will make people like show up because they have like, they say skin in the game, or you know, there's a sense of like commitment. So that'll be Q&A for everyone in the like membership or community, however I'm trying to define this. And then next week I could have it be the hot seat, and that would be for people who pay a bit more but they know they have a really specific spot, and that would probably be different than the general Q&A, because I would think the Q&A is more about the theme of the class, whereas the hot seat is a chance to really focus on your own body of work, obviously like review your assignment in a more intimate way. And again, I'm keeping notes and correspondence with those people. So this would be the hot seat. And then perhaps the fourth and final week is just a work-along session, which again could be open to anyone. This could be work-along. Okay, so if that's the schedule, and I do this every Tuesday afternoon, so I'd also do it here. I don't know, maybe this one's actually a work-along and a Q&A. Class, work-along, hot seat, work-along. That's kind of wonderful, actually. I kind of love that, because I found these Q&As to be more exhausting, and nobody wants me to burn out. Okay, so this could be another like work along, paint along. We're gonna call it a paint along. Whatever, work along. Okay, so work along. Okay, hot seat, work along. Hot seat. Class. Okay, cool. So that could work. That means I'm doing it 4 weeks a month. That's probably not sustainable. Once in a while, I think I might need to have somebody else host the work-alongs, or maybe I kick things off that way, or, you know, once I get going. And so now, as an entrepreneur, what I'm going to do is look at, you know, basically how much time I'm going to need to dedicate to it. I'm going to create a sales page and a sign-up button, and decide where I'll be hosting all of this information, so like what people will get when they sign up. And I already have this class developed, so I do have the advantage of not having to develop brand new curriculum like that quickly. But then I'll figure out a price point for the basic level or the hot seat level, or I'm thinking I might just make it all one price point at this time. have some sort of like, if you get in on it as a founding member, you get this like sweet price, and then eventually it'll be this as a mastermind. I love that idea. Okay, so this is the thought process that happens when I'm developing a new offer as a creative entrepreneur, and specifically in my niche of teaching and offering mentoring to visual artists online. And if you missed it somehow, I have a like really robust signature program called the Visual Artist Accelerator, and it helps guide one artist at a time through the process of developing a new body of work in their own style, and then debuting it, having a show, and that show can take the form of, I've had clients, rent out the community room in their apartment building and invite all their people and stage a show there. I've had clients pitch a book idea. I've had clients have an Instagram live and debut their show online. I've had clients get into galleries or have grant opportunities, all that stuff. So it's the debuting process that fits the work in your practice. And what I'm doing now, I still have the Visual Artist Accelerator, and if you want to do it with me, I have capacity for a few clients at a time to do that. It's really intensive, and it's wonderful, and it's life-changing, and and I'm working towards developing a year-round way to make that curriculum accessible to people, and to be able to put myself into motion as a teacher and as an entrepreneur, to have a steady heartbeat of my business, so that I have a predictable income and a predictable production deadline for when I'm supposed to show up and teach. And then of course it's also really motivating to watch you all go out and make your stuff and implement it and come to life. So cool. If you watched all the way to the end, can you comment and be like, yes, I watched all the way to the end. Thank you so much. I just ate my lunch while I listened, or whatnot. That's really good feedback. Or if there's any questions you have about anything that I've shared today, I'd be curious to know. And we'll be back with a few more artist interviews coming up, and I'm really excited about the people I'm going to be talking to soon. So I'll see you in the next Art Friend interview. Again, I'm Annamieka in Portland, Oregon. You can also call me Mika. I'm a painter, and I'm a mentor for visual artists professionally, and thanks so much for being part of this process of discovery through the Art Friend interviews about how to take my mentoring skills and build a world for Art Friend where you can make friends with your creativity, and I can kind of get out of the way and let all of that be a sustainable business into perpetuity. Okay, bye. Wait, I'm just now seeing some of these comments as I logged around, or as I turned around. So hang on, I'm going to go park it over there, and if you're still on, I'm going to chat with you for a second, okay? Here. I'm getting it off of my tripod. Hi. Yeah, when I had it in that mode, I couldn't see the comments in real time. So if you are still here... Aw, thanks for saying that. That's so meaningful to me. Aw, I'm going to take a screenshot because I think it loses the comments. I'm going to point at them. How do I do this? I can't do this. It's so many things. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, it looks like both of you have signed off, but I just wanted to say thank you. One comment you said, Michelle Silvetti Schmidt, you said, love how you speak the idea into existence. Yeah, that's how we do it. I've seen you do it. And then CL Myers, hi. Love your Artist Accelerator. It was life-changing. Thank you. I mean, you did it. You did the work there, honey. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go finish up my work day. I'll see you again tomorrow. We're showing up 100 days in a row, so for better or for worse. Over and out. I'd love to have you inside of Art Friends School, where we go deeper into these topics. Follow the link that's in the show notes or find it on my website at annamieka.com.